The Frozen North, episode 98.
Our top 5 games that need a price drop.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Frozen North, episode number 98. My name is JJ, and I'm here with my two friends, Mark
Howdy, y'all! What's going on?
and Brian.
Howdy, y'all! What's going on?
And joining us in the studio, it's really with the is that really
Classic
I had
Mark.
to one-up Brian.
because you didn't have any chips?
I had to one-up
Is that what
Brian.
it was?
Yeah. It's like I had to can him.
You had to what? I wish you could see the face Mark's making right now. Ugh. Enjoy that. Joining us in the studio today is a listener to the show. He was in town for the week, and so we invited him up and asked him if he wanted to hang out with us for a little bit. Alex, what's going on, man?
Not a lot. How's it going?
Not too bad. We're ready to talk about some video games today.
Oh, is that what we do on this podcast? Whoa.
Occasionally.
Brian forgot to make any news.
Usually it's
but
just berating Mark, but today
That's
we're
true.
going to try and sprinkle it with some video game talk. So,
I didn't forget to
I'm
make,
not sure about
I didn't
that.
forget to make news. I forgot to pull the news from the news that was
is that
made.
like going to the bathroom? Is that what Brian calls pooping?
Yeah,
Making news?
Yeah.
Correct.
Why don't we start out with what we've been playing? Mark, what you been playing?
Oh, God.
Why is this so hard for him all the time?
I beat The Witcher 3 Blood and Wine.
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, but how many weeks ago?
No, like, what do you mean how many weeks ago?
Didn't you
I
beat
would've
that
said
on
it
the
then.
last episode?
No.
you
Did
sure?
I? I don't think I did.
When did you beat it?
Have you played anything since?
No, I have. Yes. Stop grilling me. Just give me a second here. I was going to get collected while I didn't listen to your answers. God.
I'm going to pick him first every
I've
episode.
played a little
for
bit
the
of
rest
Gears
the
of
time.
War 4.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And I remembered how much I freaking suck at controller shooting games.
How is Gears of War? Aside from that,
It's Gears of War.
the same
Yeah.
It's Gears of War, but it's good. It's good.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say, not that that's a bad thing.
The nice thing is I bought it digitally, so I can also play it on the PC with a mouse and keyboard.
Yeah.
Very
Yes.
nice. Yeah, there you go.
Once I mute my phone.
Man, first the can, now this. Jeez.
I've been playing a lot of Hearthstone. And
Yeah,
we
Hearthstone. I'm impressed.
yeah, and we played a little bit of. Go ahead. These cans are hard to open. I played a little bit of Soma, and by played I mean I watched Shanna play a little bit of Soma
Yeah.
on Sunday.
You said it was
It
really scary.
It was too scary.
You dork.
It was too scary.
I think she should have played it while you watched it in VR.
Oh, I don't think that would work.
That would have been great. You know what? Why do you have to ruin it?
Make it work.
Jeez.
You're the
Make it work.
You're the guy.
Too scary.
Alex, what you been playing?
Currently playing the Pokemon Sun and Moon demo.
Oh, that demo is out, isn't it?
Yes, indeed.
Crap, I haven't freaking done that because I played the World of Final Fantasy demo.
It
How is
actually
it?
has some timed events almost.
Really?
Like once you first start, you can clear their starter mission, and then the next day, if you come on and play it again, you get items that unlock for the full version. And there's certain time delay.
Okay.
So one is like 4 days later, the next one's like 9 days later after that.
Interesting. I will definitely have to check that out. Crap, I completely spaced and didn't even think about that. Cool. Anything else?
Some mobile
I know
apps.
you're on vacation, so it's kind of like
Just some random mobile apps.
Okay.
Tinker Island.
a friend of
all right.
mine sent me an invite for that. He said it was pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Interesting.
It's
Okay.
got some RPG elements to it, so it's kind of fun.
Solid. So you're looking forward to Sun and Moon then?
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, I know we were talking for a while about history with Pokemon, and you seem to have even more than I do, which I didn't think anybody that I knew did. But I'm impressed, sir.
It's an addiction.
And you got your kids interested in it too.
Yes.
What you were saying, so that's great too. It's such a wonderful like introduction to gaming as well, just as a whole.
Oh yeah.
It's just a great freaking series. Awesome, Brian.
Me play World of Warcraft. Still.
True enough.
Stop it.
Hold on. Stop the presses. Stop what?
Playing World of Warcraft.
The best game ever made ever.
Well, I don't know about that.
Well, okay, Witcher 3 is, but you can imagine what it would be like if it was. But I've also been. My brother started a video game book club, and our first game is Final Fantasy VII. So I have also been playing that, and
We mentioned that last episode, Brian.
I know, and I played a little bit of Borderlands, the pre-sequel, because I'd never played it, and I want to get to the Telltale Borderlands game. I'm already playing it. It's not right. I mean, it's Borderlands. It's just more Borderlands.
Solid.
Yeah.
That it?
My raid team is good now. We're good.
My raid team is good now.
We got ahead of the curve last Sunday.
All I wanted was the clear on normal, and you guys stopped when I was getting ready to join you for it.
No,
it hurts.
We didn't stop.
You said you were stopped doing normal.
No, we do Sundays normals now. Sundays normal, optional normals.
Well, shoot. Can I join you on Sunday?
Yeah, come on in on Sunday. We got to kill. We had a really bad raid night last night. Bad boys. We didn't kill Xavius.
Bad boys.
We wiped on him 12 times. After
gosh.
we cleared him on Sunday, like the last Sunday, we got ahead of the curve last Sunday, and then we can't beat him this week. It's like, what's happening? So we're gonna pop in and kill him real quick, and then we're gonna do a normie run.
Okay.
Because last Sunday they cleared all normal. They just went in and just face rolled it.
Oh, I need to, because all I need is the last boss in there.
Yeah, dude.
Dang it.
Come on in. We'll get you in on Sunday.
All right. Sounds good.
I gotta go back to mentioning again how I beat The Witcher 3. I think that needs to be said one more
Mark's
time.
just got to shoehorn in
Hold on here, just a
his
second.
achievements. I think Brian was
I was
right
so flustered
when he
when
said
you brought
earlier
it up.
today that you need to up your gaming by 13.89%.
Inaccurate. I don't have
you.
13.89% more time in my
Yes,
life.
you do. You can take-
Listen, what I wanted to say, because I was flustered and I forgot to say it, was that when I beat Blood and Wine, there's a final cutscene where Geralt says something really, really sincere, and he looks at the camera and he's looking into your soul.
It hits you.
And it hit me that I might have played the best game I'm ever going to play.
Uh-oh. Oh,
And
no.
I'm retiring
You know
from
what?
games. I'm
No,
announcing it tonight.
He's going to use that as an excuse now. I can't play anything
Nope.
else.
I can't play anything
I
else.
just can't do it.
But
You figured that out because it's a logical conclusion.
Here.
okay, two things,
Jackweed.
Mark. Two things. One, that hit me too, and I know what it feels like when you're like,
Yeah, dude.
oh man, it like that rush of woo. It's like a whoosh.
Rush of whoosh.
Yeah.
And then two, you can increase your game playing 13.49%. You have to take 13.49% from something else, like pooping time.
Well, I can't do that.
You can.
Well, I can with. We'll talk about that during the news.
Okay. Sounds good.
I have been playing.
JJ, what have you been playing?
I have been playing a little bit of World of Warcraft as well. I got my second 110, which is kind of neat. And I've been playing Final Fantasy VII along with Brian and his bro. But I'm doing my no materia run, which has been not as bad as I thought originally. I actually just did the whole Yuffie area with the pagoda, and I was able to do the whole thing without materia.
You got the whole. You went up the whole pagodi.
Yeah, I didn't really even have to grind for it. I was
Wow.
pretty impressed. Yeah.
All right.
And what else have I been playing? Oh, I've been playing Forza Horizon 3. And also...
What?
Good.
I like it. It's fun.
It's better than World of
It is
Warcraft.
fun. It is, wow.
No. What?
Those are some fighting words right there.
You heard me.
No.
And I've also been playing Battlefield 1. It is unbelievable. And I'm going to let Brian play the intro before we leave here tonight because he's going to think it's incredible too.
I'll probably go home and buy
Guarantee it. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
We should let Mark play it to watch him play on a controller.
Don't do that. That's a mistake.
Mistake.
You can email us at frozennorthpodcast@gmail.com. You can check out our website at fngaming.net. Our Facebook is facebook.com/frozennorth. Our Twitter is at fnpodcast. Our blog is frozennorthpodcast.blogspot.com. We're on YouTube at Frozen North Gaming, where I have begun uploading all of our old episodes, and holy crap, we were bad in the beginning. Not even joking at all. It's a stark difference, and if you think we're bad now, just know that this is us being good.
Yeah, we got more proer.
Right. But those episodes are going up. I think I've got like the first 47 or so uploaded right now. Each one takes like an hour to an hour and a half to upload, so it's taken forever. And I usually like do it when I leave for work in the morning and just like leave it sitting on. And we're on iTunes, where we would appreciate you subscribing to and rating us. But only for the next few weeks, because episode number 100 is our final episode, as we have announced on the past couple. And what we are asking for people to do is, especially if you've been listening to the show for a long time, but even if you haven't, we would love to have input. We're asking for submissions, emails, recordings, anything you want to send in. What's on your mind, gaming related, something you want to say to us, tell us we suck, well wishes, anything like that. Brian hate mail, finally.
Yeah, come on, people.
Any of that stuff. Would really, really appreciate it. I just want to kind of get just a bunch of it for episode 100 and get that all recorded and put together. So I think it'll be kind of cool. News. We don't really have anything crazy other than 2 big stories.
Yeah, huge stories. First, we're just going to announce that, officially announce here on the Frozen North podcast that this you'll hear it here first.
I can't even say with a straight face.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Not hearing it here first.
Yeah, that's
at all.
It's false that
Even a
you're hearing it
little.
here first, but the point is you're hearing it the best here.
That's right.
The Red Dead Redemption 2, the long-awaited sequel to Red Dead Redemption, has finally been officially announced by Rockstar, and it looks schmeckala-neckala.
What's the release window?
Wow.
It said like fall 2017.
Yeah, there is a TBH.
Ish.
Or TBD.
Less than a year. Well, about a year.
We'll
Right.
see.
That's pretty good.
But you have to imagine they've been in development with it right after GTA 5, so
Yeah.
it's probably had a pretty long development cycle.
Yep.
What'd you guys think of the trailer? I personally, my jaw dropped because I was going into it thinking, okay, I'll be seeing Final Fantasy. I was going to be seeing GTA 5,
yeah.
but then I was like, whoa, okay, they're going a step above.
Well, I was
looks
glad that
really
it
good.
actually had some substance to it. Like, I really hate this trend now of teasers being basically nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
But we got to see some really good scenery. The engine looks incredible.
Yes.
There's some voiceover too, but I don't really remember the substance of
Yeah,
that.
Something Western, something cowboy.
Yep.
Right.
Cool. And the other big bit of news is...
You'll hear it here best.
There you
Best.
Nintendo Switch was announced, which is the official name of the Nintendo NX that was rumored for a long time ago. And they came out with a little demo trailer with terrible Nintendo marketing as usual, where it's really
Oh, yeah.
really a cheesy commercial. But you know what, though? I kind of grown to love that Nintendo style of like, hey, we know we're cheesy. Let's
Totally
just-
tone deaf. Like, this is what millennials do, right?
Exactly. Go on the basketball court.
There is one thing that I noticed on it that I did not notice the first time I saw it, that I noticed the second time I saw it. So I'm like, I want a new 3D Mario game. I want a new Mario 64 or Galaxy or Sunshine. One of those.
Right.
Not Mario 3D Land or anything like that. Not that those games were bad. I just want, one of the traditional 3D Mario games. It looks like we might be getting one for
Yep.
this, based on that. In addition to it, if you look close, when they start to play the Mario game on there, they pull apart the controller to where they do the thing where you can have 2 controllers, and it doesn't show them actually playing the game, like, because the TV's, you just see the back of the TV, but there's 2 people holding controllers while that game is on.
Portable multiplayer.
So I don't know if, like, a 3D Mario with multiplayer, that would be really sweet if they had that. Who knows?
So what are you guys' first impressions of after seeing the demo?
Well, we should summarize. Everyone knows what it is, but we should summarize anyway. It's essentially a large tablet with controllers that can slide on. You can take it with you. It also goes into a dock and displays on your TV.
Yeah.
We don't know if it's a touchscreen or not. We don't know if it takes pin input or not.
Right. There's a lot of questions, but you guys should know that NVIDIA actually developed this with Nintendo, and you might know NVIDIA is already in this market
Yes.
with the Shield.
With the Shield.
We
9.
don't know if it has more than 32 gigabytes of hard drive space.
Right. So there's a lot of questions, but when people are like, "Oh, Nintendo's doing something weird," they're actually the NVIDIA was partnered with them to make this product, and they have a very like market viable product already. So you can go, okay, they know what they're doing, so you can be confident that it's going to at least work.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
what are you guys' impressions though? Like when you saw it, were you like, "Oh my god, I can't wait"?
The first time
I
I
wasn't.
watched the video, I was like, this is cool. I'm actually kind of excited about it. And then I thought about it more, and I was like, I don't know about this.
Yeah.
I
And-
thought it looked cool, and then I talked to Mark.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Honestly, it is true. Like
We don't know what the
not that
battery
he's
life's
wrong,
going to
though.
be.
Right, we just have so many more questions still.
Yeah.
I think it looks neat. And I think it's got a great concept. The biggest thing that I noticed was, and Alex, I was talking to you about this earlier. Like, remember when the Wii came out and everybody was throwing their controllers on accident or breaking stuff or whatever? This is going to have so many small little moving parts to it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's going to be really easy to lose or break any one of these like controllers or like one of the little peripherals that comes with it or something like that. I don't know. It just seems. And then, what are you going to do if they don't sell these individual parts, which they don't really do? They're going to have to buy a whole new system just to replace that one.
Yeah, and that is the other thing. You said whole new system. You have to take the whole system with you. Like it's not you're literally carrying your console. That's what it plays off of, right?
Right.
So,
Well,
oops.
you don't take the stand that connects to the TV.
But you take, but the power, like the gut, the whole, like, so it's like, yeah, you don't take your PlayStation 4 stand, but you're taking your PlayStation 4 with you.
Right.
If you drop it or lose it, that's your entire. It's like you're not like losing the controller for something. You
Right.
just
Right.
literally lost your entire, however much they choose to charge for it, console. You just
Yeah.
broke the
Yep.
entire thing. That's it. So it's got a lot of like weird nuances. And I actually my biggest question was, is Nintendo competing with itself in the console or in the handheld?
So that's the
market?
big question.
Yeah.
There was an article that Raul posted on his on the Super Smart Gaming page where it basically said that they have no intention of making this compete with the 3DS, which is
What does
so
that mean?
mind-boggling to me. I don't know, like why
That takes
would you
away
not?
the biggest positive that
Right.
entire announcement
Right.
had for me.
Yeah,
I was thinking, it's not going to be two ecosystems anymore. It's going to
Exactly.
be one ecosystem, and all developers are making games.
like you're
for-
already the leader for handheld devices,
Right.
outside of mobile for non-gamers and whatnot. But like the 3DS is king, undisputed, hands down. Nobody's gonna tell you otherwise. But why? I don't understand why you wouldn't just use that and be like, you know what, we're gonna make it a feature that you can play on your TV too.
Correct.
That's
Yeah.
what they should do. I don't know.
Yeah, it was a weird. I was like, well, okay, so all right. I mean, what's the appeal to the handheld portion of this then?
It only makes sense if they're replacing the 3DS with it.
All right.
Right. Yeah.
So it doesn't make sense.
No, that's Nintendo.
A lot of questions.
But again, it's not out. We still have a ton of questions.
Yeah, price point is
What
a
we
big
do
one.
know is it's a custom Tegra chipset, which is NVIDIA, and we know that the Wii U was an AMD-based graphics card.
Yep,
It
So
looks like the Shield too, to be
yeah,
honest.
it does.
it
But
definitely looks like
means-
Nvidia developed it.
It means it's going to be difficult or impossible to make Wii U games
Yeah.
run on it.
All right.
Alex, I know you said that you hadn't actually seen the trailer yet, but you've at least like heard about it and stuff.
Yeah, I saw some of the screenshots and everything of the controller and the console.
Any interest at all?
Maybe.
What if they
If-
announced
if-
like a Pokemon game?
Again, maybe. I don't know. It could be interesting. I didn't get into the Wii U thing, but I did pick up a Wii because it was the big thing for a little while.
Yeah.
It was great for the kids.
I was gonna say, you have
get them
kids,
up and
so
get
they're
moving
perfect
around.
for it,
That was
yeah.
the thing.
Yep.
But the Wii U was just kind of like a slight step up, and it just didn't seem worth it for me.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid they're going to make the same like marketing steps, and we're not going to get these questions answered. Like when the Wii U came out and nobody knew it was a freaking console.
Yeah,
Like that's the kind of stuff. I mean, obviously we know this is a console, but we still have so many questions that are not answered. And granted, I'm not trying to knock them like too hard because it's literally was just revealed and it's just been that one day, which was really funny that they announced Red Dead Redemption like an hour after
Yeah.
that, and everybody completely forgot about it for a little
yeah,
bit.
yeah.
But I mean, it's still interesting. It's something that I'm definitely going to follow. I just don't know at this point whether it's going to be a day one purchase, like I wanted with a couple of the other systems.
Price
So,
point's going to be very important here.
Yep, absolutely. Nintendo's usually, at least with their consoles, they're usually pretty good about their pricing though. The Wii and the Wii U, I thought were reasonably priced
Yeah.
comparatively. So
Yeah, we'll see.
cool. All right. Well, why don't we get into our top 5?
Okay,
We're doing
I'm gonna allow it.
Top 5 games or series or any of that stuff that need a price drop. We're talking like stuff that we see that we want that is just too darn expensive and we're not willing to drop the money that it takes to get it at this point.
Yeah, man.
Brian's number 5 is incredible.
Yeah.
Right, Mark?
No, that's inaccurate.
Let me just explain. Should I go?
You know what? Yeah, why don't you go ahead and go?
All right, so my number 5 is city planning games such as like SimCity. What's the one you always like to play, Mark? Skylines.
No
That's
comment.
right.
No
City
comment.
Skylines.
City Skylines.
Let me explain here. So Mark, he talks them up, and I'm intrigued. I'm like, man, you get to sit around and direct traffic. This is so good.
A false scenario.
And I'm like, whoa,
Definitely hasn't happened.
you improved traffic on that one area.
That's happened.
That's amazing. This is so.
I mean,
fun.
I've done that.
And then I look at I'm like, oh man, he improved traffic on the turnpike. I need to go look at this game. This sounds riveting.
I don't think he's watched me play though.
Yes. Remember you were playing at my LAN party I had?
Oh yeah, you're right.
I was like,
He's seen it.
oh, look at the moving cars that are just moving, and then you're just kind of building the road. This is what I want to do with my afternoon. And then I look at the price, and you have to pay USD for it.
It's dollars.
Yeah, like I think they needed. If you dropped them to 0, I would seriously consider picking one up and just having it on my computer.
Terrible.
And maybe I'd like just see it, like just open it up once to say, I was in there. So city planning games need a $0 price drop.
Oh my god.
Yes, they need to
All
drop
right.
by $0.
No, I mean like they need to drop to 0.
Dang it.
Dang it!
All right. My number 5 is the Final Fantasy 15 Ultimate Collector's Edition. And I'll tell you why. It's not because I think that it, for what it is priced too high, because I, being the Final Fantasy fan that I am willing to shell that out. I really, really, I'll pay $250 and all that stuff. Great. However, the fact that the additional DLC and all that stuff is not included, like it doesn't come with a season pass or anything.
That is crazy.
That is ridiculous. That is complete BS. I'm dropping $250 on this thing. So, come on. Seriously.
Yeah, when you told me that, I was like, that can't be right.
It should be in there. It
Right.
totally should. It makes no sense that it's not. So, I don't know. But yeah, that's my number 5, the Final Fantasy 15 Ultimate Collector's Edition, because they are breaking my heart with money and greed. My wallet hurts.
Yeah.
Yep.
Alex, what's your number 5?
3DS games.
3DS games.
Yep. I do a lot of handheld gaming, so particularly recent years. I've noticed that they've gotten more and more expensive, and even used games are getting harder to get
Yeah.
at a cheap price.
That's true.
Which you would think it would be the opposite, especially with the library as big as it is.
Yep.
It's crazy. And I bring it up again, Pokemon, like we were talking earlier, some of those are going through the roof too.
Yep.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I tried to pick up the DS ones a while ago.
Yep.
Cool. All right. Number 5. Mark.
My number 5 is Nintendo games, but it's on some other lists later, so we'll talk about it then.
Later.
Already then. Brian, number 4.
Okay, this will be Ryan. This is number 4. My number 4 is VR games / software, but it does show up on a person's list later. So I'll go ahead and interject then.
Okay. My number 4 is The Witness, but I stole it from somebody else's list. That shows up later on.
This is pretty good.
So we'll talk about it then. Alex, number 4.
Factorio. It's also kind of a planning type game.
It's better.
It just came out.
Whoa!
It's better than City Skylines, dude.
Inaccurate.
It,
It's, what do you call that? Apples and oranges.
No,
yeah, I would agree with that, but it is better.
please continue, sir.
It looks like it's got a lot of the resource management and planning type things. Go around, collect, certain things, build new things, then use those to build newer things.
Right.
Yeah.
Looks like a lot of fun. It's just at that point where it's just slightly too expensive. It's only $20, and that's still just like
It outprices
a
its value.
little bit less, and I'd be all over it.
Nice.
Yeah, $20 is probably a little bit more than
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
think.
We bought it for a LAN party,
Yep.
and it was fine. I
was
probably
your-
wouldn't
it was
buy
your
it again
bachelor
at this
party.
point. No, it was John's.
John? Oh, yeah, it was your brother's. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just at your place.
Yep.
That's right, yeah. But we played the hell out of that. And actually, Mark and I didn't really build anything. We just...
We were just getting scolded by everyone else.
We
that
let everybody
knew-
else build stuff, and then we just ran around shooting stuff.
Yeah.
Nice.
I had a good time with it, though. It was pretty good.
But yeah, $20.
It should be
It was a
lower.
little- yeah.
Yeah, wait for Steam sale on that. Cool. All right, Mark, number 4.
My number 4 is No Man's Sky, but it appears on some other lists later. We'll talk about it then.
Solid.
Yeah, buddy.
My number 4. Oh no, Brian. Sorry. My mistake.
My number 3
3. Yep.
is JJ's number 4. It's The Witness. So this game looks incredible. It's an obtuse puzzle solving game that you don't really get any direction. You just go around and do stuff. And you solve puzzles on a board. I call them line puzzles. It's actually really intuitive. Looks fantastic.
Looks awesome.
$40 though.
Yes, I agree. As soon as I saw it on your list, I was like, "Holy crap, he's right."
Yeah,
it's way too expensive.
It way outpriced its value to me. And I was excited for it. I was like, "Oh man, I love games that escalate." And I watched a couple streamers play it, and the way what's his name, John, the creator. The way he ramps up, the way he teaches how to solve puzzles and integrates that into your brain, it's honestly genius. But $40 for a game that has basically one thing, right?
Yeah.
It looks great. It's very mysterious. It's got a lot of cool features, but man, you have to be careful about outpricing the value because I wanted to buy it, but when I saw it was literally $40, I was like, "Whoa, okay."
15 to 20 is probably the max.
That's exactly right. I was like, "Man, half that, and you maybe got me a sale here." But man, 40 can't do it.
Yep.
No thanks.
And again, that was my number 4 for the same exact reasons. I feel the same way. Okay, so that's Brian's number 3. My number 3 is No Man's Sky, but it shows up later on somebody else's list.
Yep.
And actually, Alex, that's your number 3 as well.
Indeed.
So we'll just move on to Mark.
My number 3 is GTA 5. This game has been out for 3 years,
Look at his face.
and it's still
the eye of the tiger.
It's still. What was I saying?
Oh, there it is. Lost the train of thought. GTA 5.
It's still $40 at most retail locations, $40 to $50, and they've made $500 million from GTA Online. Just give the game away for free and let people buy.
$40 is worth it.
Steam. Dude, that 40.
They can just sell shark cards to people who play online.
Let me just tell you that if you bought that game, you would get the value out of that $40. Trust me.
I mean, I own the game.
I know that's what I'm saying.
I'm saying at this point they'd probably make more money tricking people into buying shark cards. They just gave the game away for free.
Okay,
All right.
I'll allow it based on that.
All right. What are we on? Number 2? Brian, number 2.
All right, okay, guys. Hey, hi.
There it is.
My number 2 is No Man's Sky, and I know it shows up on all y'all's list.
Everybody's. Yep.
Because it should. I was probably the most. I don't know. JJ had hype for it too, but I was probably the most blinded hype at one point about this game.
Yeah.
Until about 2 months, maybe a month before release, and then I abruptly pulled my pre-order.
Good call.
I got some I only put I pre-ordered it on Steam, and then there started to be some weird red flags that flew up, and I was like, "Whoa, and so I ripped my pre-order back, and I was like, "Okay."
Red flags that I called.
Yes, he did. And I'll be honest, I did the same thing everybody else did. I filled in the gaps of what they weren't saying or what they were lying to us about, and I ran with it. So I realized, when I saw the price, $60.
Yeah.
It's like, okay,
It's crazy.
all right. Well, they did say you could do a ton of stuff. I was going to hunt Marv.
It's funny how unrealistic that goal
Oh
was.
yeah,
Yep.
in just now seeing how very bare and limited it is, $60 is like, dude, that is ridiculous. Oh, and JJ, you did see the ending, right? I remember last time you were like,
I knew it. Yeah, it is. It's ridiculous.
so anyway, yeah, that game. What are you guys' thoughts on it? I rambled, but that's why it's my number 2. I was so hyped for it, and $60 for a bare bones game like that. What the heck are you doing?
Spore 2.0.
Boom.
You got anything to add?
I haven't played it yet, but from what I heard and what I've actually seen played on it, yeah, it definitely looks very bare.
Yeah.
If they had some sort of crafting, perhaps that would really help out a lot.
There is crafting. That's the whole game.
Building a house and
essentially.
everything.
No,
Right,
nothing
like-
like
yeah.
that.
like
Like some
a
Minecraft.
Minecraft. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
no.
And somebody described it best. They were like, you're literally going to a planet to go mine more stuff that you just mined, to go to another planet to mine more stuff that you just mined.
That is the whole
to
game.
go to another planet you just mined, to mine more stuff to get to the next planet to mine.
Every now and then you'll find like aliens or
Right.
like another derelict ship, or you'll get attacked by pirates.
Yep.
Or you'll go talk to this big orb in space or something like that. But it's still just repeating the same process over and over again. And the only thing you get from these things is like more resources to move you further and further.
Yep.
It's just there's no real difference beyond the first couple of hours that you play the game.
Yep.
Which is super unfortunate because the first couple hours are great. And Alex, I was telling you this earlier today. I've got people that I work with who still play this game and still think it's great. They still love it, but they're really big into like collecting and filling out, what do you call it when you're filling out a like collecting sheet?
A codex?
Yeah, like codex type stuff. Because that's essentially what you do. You're cataloging stuff the entire game.
Right.
They like doing that kind of stuff, so they're having a good time.
That was
with
cool until he found out that it resets.
it. Yeah. Well, it doesn't reset like the things you've discovered. I think it just puts you at a new point because that stuff gets uploaded to the database.
I heard it resets
online.
like every month or two.
Oh, I don't know.
That was what I was hearing on that Angry Joe podcast.
Angry Joe, right? Yeah.
Oh, I'm not sure. We'd have to look at that.
Yeah.
There is,
Either way.
sorry.
No, go ahead.
There's a very similar game to it. It's available on Steam called Starbound. It has a lot of the same mechanics. It's very Terraria-esque.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go out, explore new planets, get new resources, build better gear, but it's $15.
Exactly.
Right.
So
Yep. It's
Yeah.
the price.
And there's like you can customize your ships.
yep.
And so it has an actual feeling of progression and self-expression.
Yep.
And it's got multiplayer.
right.
Yeah, this one's unfortunately it's just too much for what it is.
Yep.
And it sucks because I was really looking forward to it. I really was. It was a big letdown. So, all right. So that is my number 3, Alex's number 3, Brian's number 2, and Mark's number 4. No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky. All right. That was your number 2. My number 2 is Sega Saturn games.
Boom. Panzer Dragoon Orta
Oh my, Saga.
Orta's the one that came out for the Dreamcast, right?
Orta's the cheaper one.
That's right. Yeah, Saga. Kyle keeps talking about that.
It's like
It's a console.
I have a few games for my Saturn that I really really wanted. Because of that, I shelled out way too much money for them. I shouldn't have because I haven't even played them yet, and I've owned them for about a year now. But we're talking like some of these games are in the range of $150 to $200 just to pick up, and the reason is because they're so hard to emulate. So you can't play them any other way, essentially, other than on the original disc. So that's an issue for people who want to play it, but people who are desperate enough are willing to pay these prices, clearly, because I freaking bought them.
Yep.
But and like Panzer Dragoon Saga goes for like $400, $500.
It's a console,
It's
literally.
disgusting.
Yep. Mark's face when you said that.
That's a lot of money.
It is, yeah. And I want a price drop on these things, but it's people that are selling these things.
Yeah.
And if other people are willing to buy it, I get it. But at the same time, it's unfortunate because there's some really good games that deserve a chance to be played.
Yep.
And I really wish that we had another opportunity to give them a shot. Or I just wish I had a freaking Sega Saturn back in the day when this stuff was relevant. So I wouldn't have to buy it now. But I've got a job now, so it's a lot easier.
Woo!
So that would be my number 2 as a collector, Sega Saturn games.
Boom.
Alex, number 2.
Civilization 6. Been a fan of the Civilization series for a long time. They always seem to be putting out like a collector's edition after the game's been out for a little while. Include all the DLC and everything for a reasonable price.
Yep.
But each time they put out a new iteration, it seems to be just kind of the same game recycled and maybe a couple little tweaks added here and there. So I don't know, a full retail price release just seems a little much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of companies have been doing that with like, well, we gotta make some money, so let's just put out a new skin. Like Battlefield did that with Hardline, where it's like, we'll just take the game. We already have the engine. We'll just take all the assets and we'll just kind of, hey, but look, there's this new pretty thing over here. It's different. Yeah, and then they try to charge full price. Like, hey, we worked on this diligently. Like,
Right.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I spent so much time with Civ 4.
Oh yeah.
Holy crap. And that was one of those games where you would lose track of time.
Yeah.
It's the one more turn mechanic.
Yep.
Right, exactly.
One more time. Just one more. It's
8 or 9 hours have passed. Oh,
Every
crap.
time.
I love the memes.
I was supposed
that
to
are
work yesterday.
Yeah.
I love the memes that are like, just one more turn. And then the sun's up in the morning, and they're like, just one more turn.
Yeah. That's a game series I'd always play with John. And
Yeah, when we lived together, that's what him and I played.
every time it would be like, oh, we've been playing for 8 hours.
Yep.
Let me just finish taking over this nation, and then we can stop.
Yep. Yeah. Great games, though. I mean,
Yeah.
They're
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot of fun. Well, some people might not think so because they don't like turn-based stuff, but, you know.
That it's more strategy RPG than turn-based combat for me. So I do give Civ a pass.
Okay. Mark, number 2
My number 2
is
is
your name without
Ark.
the M.
Oh, that's sort of true.
Well, without the K.
It's Ark, and I think we've talked about this before. I think it was on the news a couple of weeks, maybe a month ago. It's a game that's in Steam Greenlight. It's like in beta, and they've been selling expansion packs.
You
You can't do that.
Yeah, that's weird.
You have to finish the game, and then you can make expansion packs.
It kind of blew up Steam when they announced their first expansion pack. People were like, wait.
Yeah, wait.
Hold
this
on.
doesn't make sense. You haven't fulfilled your
Yeah,
promises
this game
yet.
is not out yet. How are you giving us an expansion?
I mean, it's kind of a symptom of the bubble that we've been having with Steam Greenlight and all these like buying games that are in
And
alpha.
everybody that was outraged had a good point. Like you need to spend time on finishing the game.
That's not fun though.
Yeah.
No,
I'd rather have more money.
correct.
So I mean, it just goes back to the first game that took this model was Minecraft, and that's still the gold standard for giving people value.
Yep.
Yep.
There you have it.
All right. Mark's number 2. Number 1s. Brian, you and I have the same number 1.
Yes, because we both agree
It's a good one.
that Nintendo games need to price drop every now and then. Good
Yes,
God.
they do.
I just went to Best Buy with my brother. Now that said, they did come out with the Nintendo Selects, which have finally brought them like what down to 30. Right,
I haven't even heard of those.
Nintendo Selects. They brought back Pikmin back and like Donkey Kong, like the popular ones that we couldn't find. They did come out with their. It's kind of like greatest hits, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's fair. But then I was like, well, you know what? I remember they patched Star Fox and
Super Smash Brothers is still selling for $60.
yeah, look at Star Fox. I was like, it's still 60.
And actually, they don't sell.
That's
I'm
ridiculous.
looking on Amazon. They don't have physical copies anymore unless you buy it used. It's only digital.
I've
Interesting.
always been so interested as to why a game that can sit on the shelf for years for Nintendo and still be the exact same retail price. I'm like, guys,
Yep.
drop
Same
it a
with
little
Mario
bit.
Kart.
Yep.
Full price.
Made it really easy for me to skip an entire generation of Nintendo.
well, it's the 3DS games are the same. He was on his list. The 3DS games are the
Yep.
same way.
It's not just this gen. It's
No.
Nintendo's
I
always
understand,
been like that.
But like,
Yeah.
there wasn't a Zelda game this gen, and because everything else is so expensive, it's like I'm not even going to jump in. I'll just wait.
I was like, oh, I need to get a new 3DS RPG. I'll buy the original Fire Emblem. It's still $40.
Yep.
Like I remember when I had a Nintendo 64, well, I still have a Nintendo 64, but when it was relevant, I wanted Double Dash, Mario Kart Double Dash.
Yeah.
And I was waiting for a freaking price drop, and it just never did.
Nope.
And now it costs like $100.
Yep.
Freaking get. I'm not gonna pay that, but like, it blows my mind.
I do like the Nintendo Selects. That's the right move. Games that are like out of production, they need to bring them the popular
Games that
ones.
aren't selling very well.
Yeah, bring them back and sell them for cheaper. And that's what Pikmin's out. I saw Pikmin there for like $20 and Donkey Kong. I actually got Tropical Freeze for $20 because it's in the Selects now. So I was like, all right.
There's a lot of Nintendo games out there that I am curious about.
Yeah.
But it's like, am I going to spend $40 on this game, or am I going to buy Dishonored Definitive Pack for $7?
It's brand new.
with all the expansion packs and everything.
yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
the decision makes
That makes
itself.
It's an easy, yeah. It's buy on principle at that point.
And that's also Mark's number 5. So
Yep.
solid Nintendo games. And to kind of continue that train, and I know I kind of mentioned it like for a second earlier as well. Alex, what's your number 1?
Pokemon games.
Yep, I agree 100%.
I've been trying to get my kids into them a little bit more. With the new one coming out next month,
Yep.
I wanted to try and see if I could pick up some of the, like X and Y or Ruby and Sapphire. Those are still $40 retail, even though they're like 2 years past.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
It's crazy.
And even used copies are like $35.
Yeah, it's not.
Yep.
Yeah. So if those would come out a little bit, that would make, introduction to a gamer like, a younger kid.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah, I've been wanting to try and go back and play the older ones that I missed, because I literally went from red and blue and yellow to I think the next one that I played seriously was X and Y. I mean, I jumped far ahead. I skipped a whole bunch in the middle there. Just didn't play them because they seem kind of samesies and stuff like that. But I really want to go back and see the evolution of all the games, because they have changed so much from one to the next, and to do so is just incredibly expensive.
Yeah.
It's so ridiculous how much these things are going for.
Yep.
So, but I mean, Pokemon's huge, so people want to make money, I guess.
oh yeah.
Agreed.
Mark number 1.
My number 1 is the correct answer.
What system is that for?
Virtual reality games.
Oh,
And it's also on Brian's list. I think it was his number 5.
Yep. No, number 4.
Number 4. That's right. I mean, first of all, let's just take a second and admit there's a reason why they're super expensive, and that's because the pool of customers for VR games is so limited right now.
Right. Yeah. Early adopters.
They don't have a market of scale, essentially.
Correct.
yeah.
But at the same time, it's really hard to justify spending $20 for a game that's like 3 hours long.
Yeah. I mean,
And there's so many games like that right now.
it's hard to call them games. See, it's more like software. Like, hey,
I mean, there's
VR
some
software.
there's some games that have like taken influence from the Myst series,
Yeah.
but they're still really short experiences that you don't do a lot in,
Yep.
and they are expensive. And you've got just like experiences too, like you're saying, that aren't games
Yeah.
that cost $10, $15. Some, I mean, I've seen $30 games. It's just
It's a Wild West market right now.
right. There's not anything good yet.
Right.
I bought one for $10.
That's true.
I won't lie.
$10 to sit in the ocean and watch things swim around.
I'll be
It was
honest.
actually really cool.
It was cool. It's just
Did you finally try it?
no.
There are two games that I'm super.
I've tried it when I tried out the Vive the first time at
okay.
GameStop, so I'd had that experience.
Gotcha.
I'll be honest. The Steam, what is it called? Steam Laboratory,
Yes,
and then
which was free.
right, which is probably the best. I guess it's a Steam product, so it's very tight and organized, and it's got great humor and voice acting, and then
Yep.
Job Simulator. But again, there's not much to them. It's
Exactly.
they're very tight and very production value oriented, but they don't stretch very far.
It's
like-
almost as if the whole system is one big tech demo.
exactly.
Yeah,
Well, and-
that's 100% right.
yeah, and that's kind of what it's kind of what it has to be. Like, look at
No, it's
you
true.
know, it's first gen. It's the first gen of a brand new wave of brand new technology. So it's what's got to happen, but they got to kind of figure out. All right, we need to start making these cheaper. We need to start getting because what it needs desperately is mainstream. PSVR just
Exactly.
launched, so hopefully,
Right now, we're like in the era of Apple making computers in their garage,
right,
and we need to get to the point of
mass manufacturing.
exactly.
for cheap.
We need Ubisoft and Square Enix
Yes.
to get on board and make real games for it.
Agreed.
That's
And
not
Halo-
going to happen for a while.
My brother just bought the PSVR and he loves it. So maybe that's the barrier to entry for a lot of people. It's
Yeah.
easy to set up, easy to use. It's relatively good
cheapest.
priced. Yeah.
It's the most accessible.
And maybe that gets them going. And then people say, oh, look at the popularity of the PSVR.
Right.
Cool. I'm going to try out this headset. And then it blows up. But right now it's just, it's not the value proposition is not there.
I agree.
Yep.
Cool. Well, there you have it. Our top 5 games or series or whatever the heck you want to say that need a price drop. Because they do. 2 more episodes, guys.
Twice more.
2 more. And we're done. 99, 100. Who's excited?
I'm bringing some champagne.
All right. That's great.
I gotta celebrate.
What?
I gotta celebrate.
Why are you talking like
Yeah, you gotta celebrate.
I don't understand what's happening right now? All right, with that, this is the Frozen North signing off for episode number 98. Alex, I want to thank you for joining us, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Good having you here and good hanging out with you tonight. We went and had dinner earlier and just we talked about what did we talk about? Oh yeah, video games. Shocking.
And anime.
And anime.
And anime.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And croquet.
And croquet.
And croquet.
And lake activities, which were video games.
Yeah, let's go to the lake house and bring our computers to play video games.
All right, with that, this is the Frozen North signing off for episode number 98. My name is JJ.
I'm Mark.
This is the Brian.
And Alex.
And as always, keep on gaming.
Our theme song was made available through the Creative Commons Attribution license by Ziphoid. The song title is Radical Fanfare.